This confrontation can cancel your career.
Canceled.
Canceled. Canceled.
Canceled.
Canceled.
Canceled.
Canceled.
Canceled.
Canceled.
Canceled.
Cancel
Culture.
podcast.
Welcome to Cancel Culture, the podcast writer's room where a diverse group of Gen Z femme comedians come up with funny, unoffensive jokes about topics that most might consider a no-fly zone in comedy, that even an old, white, cis male dude, aka my dad, can tell without getting canceled. Today's topic, jokes about disabilities. Woo woo. That's right, we're gonna write a joke about disabilities that a white man, again, my father, can tell without sounding like an asshole. Why?
To show that it's possible.
I don't think so.
All right.
Oh
Well, we're going to go around and introduce ourselves and vote on whether or not we think we can tell a successful, unoffensive joke about disabilities. I'll start. I am Jamie, and I am currently biding my time until I can take over the Goop Empire. Yeah. And I think that we can successfully tell a joke about disabilities that doesn't get us canceled. Or my father.
I'm Sarah. I'm in my Kate Bush era. And thanks. And I think we can 100% tell a funny joke about disabilities. I'm so confident in this one.
Wow.
Hey, I'm the Heck. I'm in my villain era. I'm feeling hateful, I'm feeling spiteful, and I'm feeling cruel. And I don't know if we can tell a funny disabilities joke. I hope we can, and I'll try my best. But I'm gonna say no, I guess, for now.
Well, hi everyone. I'm Elena, and I'm on my peak girl boss bullshit at the moment. But I think we could tell a joke that's tasteful about disabilities. I really do. I have confidence in us.
Everybody's in an era, and I'm just waiting to take over Goop, I guess. And lastly, and certainly leastly, Evan, the man who doesn't understand how Google Drive works. What do you think?
I have lots of thoughts.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Stop.
Shut the heck up.
Hush now. Hush.
Hush now.
Enough.
That's
enough
enough
out of you.
That's
Fair.
enough out of him.
Fair enough.
All right. So our bad example for the day is a Bill Burr joke. I believe Stinky Paul has it. I changed it from sleepy to stinky. How do we feel about that?
Changing it up.
Oh, you stink.
Do you know Bryan Cranston, right? That dude did a movie. He played a quadriplegic, and people gave him shit, being like, "Why is there an able-bodied person playing a quadriplegic?" It's because it's called acting. You dumb fuck. See, if he was a quadriplegic playing a quadriplegic, that's not acting. That's just fucking laying there saying shit that someone else wrote. So tell us, what did you do to prepare for the role? Well, I dove headfirst into the shallow end of a pool when I was 23. I feel like I've been preparing for this role for my whole life. Right, what is up next for you? Well, they're gonna do a reboot of Top Gun. I'm gonna fly it with my tongue. And the co-pilot's gonna be transgendered, so everybody will be happy. She won't die. Her discarded dick will block her head from the canopy. There'll be a gender-neutral bathroom on the plane. How fucking dumb is that? That's literally like watching a movie. Why didn't you have a murderer play a murderer? And how come the guy he shot, I saw him in another movie? I mean, what the fuck is going on?
I'm a little speechless about the fact that he imitated somebody, and it wasn't even an imitation, it was just mocking and really inappropriate to just like start slurring his words and like doing the physicality. I don't know, everything about it made me uncomfortable.
I mean, I saw Evan laughing, so I don't know.
Evan?
Yeah.
Again, I think I talk about this every time I talk about Bill Burr. I feel like I'm always explaining him. I understand what he was going for. Like his point of getting upset at Bryan Cranston for playing a quadriplegic in a movie is
Okay, but
it's a little. Let me finish my thought. It is a little outrageous.
Oh,
But then he compounds it by doing a mocking impersonation of a quadriplegic, and then he just throws transgender in there as a thing, just to basically say, I'm going to go after everybody who gets mocked, and I'm going to do it relentlessly, and that's the end of the bit. There's no end to the joke. He has I think, a legitimately interesting point of view on cancel culture, which is what the original joke is about. But then it pivots into a mocking of a bunch of people who get kicked regularly.
At what point, though, as a comedian, and you do this for Bill Burr every time, at one point, does another person explaining that you saw where you were going stop being like whatever at this point? You know
I think
what
if he had ended the joke,
I
think if he had ended the joke with, that's just acting.
And if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a trolley cart.
Right. But if he had said canceling somebody for playing a role in a movie that is a quadriplegic is silly, that's just acting, I think that's a decent joke. Going on and then physically mocking quadriplegics and then attacking transgenders just because it's just a weak ending to what might have been an okay joke, I think. But I'm done talking.
Yeah, he got all his allotted time in.
Yeah.
Can't talk anymore.
You reached your quota.
Done.
Hi. No, I understand what he was going for. I don't think it matters anymore. Like I think part of the reason that people hate cancel culture is because they're like, oh, like they're like, he didn't mean it or the intention or blah, blah, blah. And I get that. But I also think that if you're a repeat offender like Bill Burr, it stops being enough to just be like, oh, well, that's what I was going for. Just get off the stage. Wah, wah.
All right, everybody. Hold on. Let me crack my knuckles real quick. Hold on.
All right. Roll up your sleeves.
This is what I've got to say. All right, I'll start. I'm a fan of Bill Burr. I do think he's funny a lot of the time. However, I think that like he's not immune to getting, the hammer of justice from us. And I think that like he really botched it on that one. He botched it. Like there was the part where he's like, oh, I saw that guy in a movie and he got shot and he's like, that's funny. He should have done that route. But to go like and start it and like plot your trajectory to be this like anti-woke, like, oh, and the voice he puts on of whose voice is that? Who are you pretending to be? And then the voice he puts
Nancy
on
Pelosi.
No, literally. I'm fine with making fun of Nancy Pelosi and a little bit of stand-up comedy, but I feel like, yeah, I'm really like open and liberal.
No,
I'm like, make fun of anything.
I'm not like other girls.
You have to be, if your defense of your comedy is that it's like intellectual and it's rooted in a character, then you have to be open to intellectual like analysis of your bit. And if the bit's not working, you got to throw it out with the baby. You know what I mean? Or wait, I mean throw it
baby
out
with the bathwater.
This is not the abortion.
I think that's what you're
This is not the abortion episode.
Yeah, throw it out with the baby. The like it's a good bit at its core, and if he had taken that route it would have worked, but I thought it was just like unnecessarily offensive just for the sake of saying you're wrong for being offended. And it's like, come on, man, what are we doing?
You've already used your allotted words.
I agree with Mahek. All I'm saying is I agree with Mahek.
I don't know how that bodes for me, but I'll take it.
I don't disagree that it was like a good foundation. I'm just saying, how many times have we said that about Bill Burr? It was a good start. It was a good premise. Like he clearly just doesn't have the follow through on I understand that I think he's funny in other contexts, but whenever he gets to a slightly controversial topic, we talk about this. He has a good setup. It's a good idea. And zero follow through.
If he hadn't done the impersonation of the quadriplegic and thrown in that kind of extra kick
transphobic joke
at the end, would you have used this as an example of a bad joke?
No, I wouldn't.
No, but again, like if he hadn't told a bad joke, it wouldn't be a bad joke,
though, right? You're finding the rule there, which is where's the line where you're.
Yeah, so stick to one like taboo topic, I guess.
Right, one taboo
Or,
topic at a time.
Or
And don't
take
do
an
an impression.
Don't wear a
intellectual
hat on a
approach.
hat.
Right. Well, there's that. Don't put a hat on.
I'm just full of little
I
Yeah.
love hat on
isms
hat. That's one of my
today.
favorite
Yes.
sayings. Hat on hat.
I'm
Preach.
along to go for the ride on like a, if you want to do that whole thing, like an anti-woke thing, it's like, okay, I guess, but like do it good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Do
That's
it
what-
nice. It's a special,
Yeah.
it's fancy. It's a special night.
Put a little sauce.
I put a dress on to go to this comedy
Cool.
show and you're gonna do that? No, thank you.
All right, moving on. I think we've dwelled
Oh,
long
phew!
enough
Thank God.
on this.
Can we like sage? Can we sage the
Yeah,
space?
let's do a little deep breath. I don't have anything to sage with. All I have is dirty band-aids. So I think we've heard some bad things, some things not to do, and most of them have been things that Evan has said. Okay, so I think we should look at some maybe better examples or ones
I love
that
it.
make us chortle unabashedly.
Oh, I love
Free
it. I'm
free
so ready.
chortling. Great.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
guffaw, if you will.
Yeah. So we have a comic named Rosie Jones.
Sorry, rein it in.
So we have a comic named Rosie Jones to look at, and I found her on TikTok actually. Let's take a look.
My name's Rosie, and as you can tell from my voice, I suffer from being northern. Let me address the disabled elephant in the room. That's what my mum called me. She didn't. I have a disability called cerebral palsy. And I guess the worst thing about having cerebral palsy is how long it takes me to say cerebral. Blind, deaf. Why do they get one syllable? But the slow talker gets 5
Obviously, I mean, it's identity politics a little bit. Obviously, Evan could not tell those jokes because he doesn't
Yeah,
have-
please don't. Please do
We're
not.
gonna make him try though.
Yeah, try.
No. Hard pass. But I do think that even regardless of the fact that she's disabled, it's still funny. Like they're good jokes.
Yeah.
Solid jokes.
It's a really well crafted joke.
Very well crafted.
Totally.
Okay, great. Moving on.
All right, and
it's I mean, there's way more to say about bad jokes than there are about good ones, but I think
right.
like all the same rules of thumb apply to this one where it's, she's making fun of herself, not somebody else. She's not punching down. She's also even externally, like I think that a person without a disability could tell the last joke about, like, have you ever thought about the fact that cerebral palsy has 5 syllables and it's for people who have a hard time speaking? Like that's
Right.
a funny joke that somebody I think externally could still
No,
tell.
I agree.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a great joke. It's self-aware. It's I mean,
Give us 3 things.
there was
it is.
wordplay. The disabled elephant in the room joke was really funny.
Yeah, that's good.
But her delivery was particularly charming. I will say that also did have a big part in it.
Yeah.
I also think she's extremely successful because she pushes on the discomfort of the audience.
Yeah.
Like
right.
Because wait.
Right. And also they're all shocked that she called herself a disabled elephant because they're like, I don't know how to respond to this. And then she's like, but she didn't. And then, there's like that tension release.
Yeah. It also kind of goes back to that, like people are scared to say the word disability, I feel like.
Yes.
And because we also like, it's the thing of like calling kids like special or like it's like special ed or like whatever, and
right. Well, we live in a really able-bodied society where we try to pretend that's not happening and people who are different exist outside of our tunnel vision as a collective. And so
or a less than
larger
human
conversation. Exactly.
Right. But so I thought it was cool that she kind of takes it's the same thing that Jay McBride did with her jokes, where it's like you knock off balance and then you rope them in with the like really well written joke.
Yes.
It's also, I think, just proof that not everybody needs to tell a joke about disabilities. If you're not going to write a smart joke, just don't do it.
Right.
Sorry.
Just joke about yourself and your own trauma, okay? Stay in your lane.
But isn't the challenge that we're relishing in right now?
Yeah. But no, like 100%, 100%. Like we're doing exactly what we just said. Yeah, for sure.
And that's a noble thing to do. We're doing it for the people.
Yeah, we're doing it so they don't have to.
Yeah,
the public service.
Yeah, we're actually
this
podcast
by the state.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Wait, which state is paying you?
All right, so we have one more good example. And Mahak, do you want to intro this one since I think you found it?
So a good joke I found is from Bob's Burgers. And I won't say anything. Well, we should roll it and then we can talk about it.
He looks like a child molester. Louise, don't serve him. Let Gene bring it.
Bob? Why do I have to get molested?
Because he's not going to molest you.
Why?
Because you're heavy.
Bob.
Yeah, hold on.
Heavy kids can get molested.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to molest us fast?
That's enough.
Bob.
It's not that. I mean, Gene, because you're older.
Tina's the oldest. Make her do it.
Yeah, but Tina's not good with the customers.
Bob, I'm good with the customers.
Not really.
I'm great with the customers.
She's autistic. She can't help it.
Yeah, I'm autistic.
Bob.
Just a sec. No, you're not autistic, Tina.
How many toothpicks on the ground?
Don't play this game again.
Come on, look, how many toothpicks?
No, it just involves me cleaning up toothpicks.
100?
Bob. No.
100?
It's 3.
There's 3.
Okay, how many now?
Bob. 3.
No.
Ugh, you're the worst kind of autistic.
You can't even count.
I mean,
it was funny.
It was funny.
I think it was successful. It was right up my street.
It's up your street. Do you mean up your alley?
On my alley. It's on my street. It's the same synonyms for the same thing.
Happened right up my
the road.
Up my pathway.
Up my pathway. Yeah. Sorry.
Get your head out of the gutter.
Get your head out of your ass. Or
head out of your street.
Yeah. Why'd I find that funny? Because it was a cartoon. Because it was a stupid little cartoon making stupid little cartoon jokes. My favorite.
Yeah, but the Family Guy one wasn't funny, and that's a cartoon.
So much better written.
Yes. Yeah. This one was better written. The Family Guy one.
Well, there's writing in it, period.
The Family Guy one was fucked up. That one was actively horrendously fucked up. That was the police brutality one.
Yeah.
The number of charged topics, though, they wrote into that one job: pedophilia.
Yeah. Fat phobia.
Phobia. Autism. Oh man.
Right. So just forget everything we said in the earlier part of the episode. Like you can't successfully combine.
It's like an Escher meeting of dangerous topics.
Dissect your clip for us.
Oh, thank you. I wish I could take credit for that joke. I think it's so funny, but I also think you get the great thing about setting that show in that way, to have these 3 kids that are like figuring life out and they are all like different and they don't totally fit in, is like they can say stuff like that. Like kids say stuff like that. Like kids say way worse stuff than that. And like I think them grappling with what makes them different, it's like, oh sure, they think if they think Tina's autistic, they don't really know what that means. And to have the dad like kind of chuckling and being like, guys, stop, like it adds the realism in it enough that I think they could get away with even saying worse because they're kids, like just figuring it out, you know?
I would also argue that Tina isn't the butt of the joke. Is what makes that joke funny is that she's not, her being autistic isn't actually the butt of that joke. The butt of the joke is that Jean and Louise are like, their context for what autism is so narrow. Like Megan's saying, like they don't have, they literally
the test. If you can count, but then it turns into them making fun of the fact that she can't tell the difference between 100 and 3.
Right.
So she's clearly a moron. But
but that has nothing to do with her being autistic. She's separate from
autism,
that.
right?
She's also just.
I again, I hate to agree with Mehek again, but the
you hate to?
Not you hate to.
What can you do?
Is it that hard?
Objectively funny.
The belabored dad standing there, you know, being
talking about yourself
exasperated
now?
by the fact by his kids going down this perilous path of fat shaming, pedophilia.
Well, the dad is the one that
how did we get down this? How did we get down this rabbit hole? And how can I get myself out of it?
Right.
It's really good.
The dad is the one who fat shames, though.
By accident.
Yeah.
By accident.
Was it an
yeah.
accident? It was pretty purposeful. He said you can't get molested because you're heavy.
Heavy was a good choice of word too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although we have to destigmatize. Well, that's the other episode. Anyway,
coming soon.
Talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, fat phobia coming up, guys. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a great episode. Okay, I think we have to take a quick break. So here's a word from our sponsors.
Those pesky accessibility parking spots are everywhere nowadays. All you want to do is pull directly up to the front door of Base Pro Shop, like the deserving American you are. But you have to park 5 spots away? Damn that blue wheelchair. Well, fret no more. Introducing Arse Pass, the parking pass for arses. Simply stick our donkey ears with the easy-to-use suction cup to the top of your car and instantly alert the cars around you that you are, in fact, an arse. Watch as cars part like the Red Sea, vroom vroom, to get away from you, especially when you use our bonus Guns on Board bumper sticker, pow pow pow. How do you order a parking pass for your arse? Don't worry, we have a national database for anyone without disabilities who is parked on a handicapped spot. We just charged your account. Enjoy your pass,
Okay, so I think that the rules, kind of what sets this apart from the bad ones, is that it doesn't make that disability the actual butt of the joke. It makes the people not knowing about it the butt of the joke, like the misconception,
right? Like
the ignorance,
autism, right?
It's like childhood absurdism.
I do think it dances on the line of making autism.
Is that different from cottagecore? Childhood absurdism.
Childhood absurdism is that's
aesthetic. Your aesthetic. Okay. Sick.
Well, but this is a good question though about the rules. Like, does it follow rules? Like, what are they? I don't know if anyone like disability making fun of disabilities is like obviously everywhere. Like so many people have done it. I feel like we've all heard it, even growing up in schools.
Yeah, the R word. Are you kidding?
Yeah, and in our lifetime, not like, which is not that much of time, right?
We're
like,
so young and fresh. And
we're
cute.
really young, and our skin is really good.
Skin of a baby's bottom.
We've already gone from like everyone using the R word to us now saying the R word instead of the word, like because it's not cool,
right?
Or at least in most circles. And I think like it's just I don't know what the rules are.
Well, I think that's a perfect segue. Concrete. Moving into defining what can and cannot be said in this category, the rules. What do we think the top 3 rules are? Is it
don't do impressions?
I was gonna say, don't mock.
Yeah.
Physicality. Don't try to emulate
vocality.
Don't do the disability. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perform disability. Yeah.
It shouldn't be hateful. Which I also think is why like the Bob's Burger joke way kind of works even in spite of itself at times, because it's not rooted in hate.
It feels loving.
No hate.
Well, we're gonna move into the writer's room. Bye, Evan.
So I have to leave now.
Yeah, peace out.
And thank God
I'm
for
not.
that.
Finally,
I can still listen, right?
No, you can't listen.
Bye bye. About damn time for some silence.
You have to actually turn off your camera so that you leave. Okay. I can't with him today, I will say.
He's being
very sassy.
So, writer's room.
Hey, yo.
So, I think that we kind of started hitting on some prompts already, but kind of making fun of people who don't understand disabilities could be a good one.
That would be really funny.
Mhm.
I also think it would be
Mhm.
funny to point out how inaccessible things are for people with the disability. Like cerebral palsy is so long. And we can just talk about the irony of able-bodied people trying to make things accessible, but actually making it harder for the person living with the disability. Yeah.
That's
that
really
could be
good.
really funny.
Yeah. Or like a joke about like the physical things about accessibility, like in New York, the elevators, which are for wheelchair users or anybody who can't use stairs, are constantly broken. Like I don't think there's a day goes by where I don't hear a notification or something that says elevator outage at blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, then what do people do?
And there's only like 6 stations that are accessible. Like you have to get off at an accessible station, which is not accessible when you have to go all the way around the city to figure out how you're going to get on and off the train.
Yeah,
absolutely.
New York, be better.
There could be a good joke there about like people that are able-bodied. Is that the correct term also? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
people
You're not
that-
canceled yet.
Thank you.
It's all about conversation, educating. Yeah,
It's good to know. Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable being like, I'd rather be like stupid than offensive. But I also think like, well, there could be a joke there that's like an able-bodied like ally to the community, being like, guys, we gotta stick together and we gotta make these things more accessible. So I say the only reason they're not good is because the city thinks no one uses them. So let's all use all of them. And so it like totally clogs the whole system.
That's so funny.
And
That's a good
makes it, like,
sketch.
completely unusable to the point where it's like it's just completely jam-packed.
That's
Like
so
everyone's
funny.
running up and down the ramps because they like think that that's helping. I don't know. Could there be,
I love that, Mahek. I think that's hilarious. I
Yeah,
think that's
normalize accessibility ramps and elevators, and then the person's just waiting at the bottom in a huge line.
They're
of
like,
people.
thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing
feel
disability. I feel
really
really
represented.
supported. Right. Thank you, ally. I feel extremely supported.
It's like when you go so
maybe that
far
could
one
work.
direction, you end up on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
Like
that's a good
communism
like
and fascism.
entrance.
I was thinking about like when people board planes, and there's all the different boarding groups, you know, and the first class people get to board first generally, but before them, they call for wheelchair users or anybody who needs ADA. And I was thinking about the fact that first class passengers always line up and they're always like ready with their bags and like ready to go. And then you hear the announcement, like anybody with who needs assistance or wheelchair users, like please, and everybody just goes, because they're so upset that they have to wait an extra minute
5 minutes
to get on there to go drink their champagne and conk out for 12 hours.
Right.
And so I thought that might be a funny foundation for a joke, but I just don't know what the punchline would be. But
Something
I wrote
to do with the groan that they make.
Yeah. Do you want me to read you what I started writing during
Yes,
this?
please.
Yeah, let's see.
It's really early stages. Okay. I said, have you ever heard the way people groan when they call wheelchair users to board a plane first? It's always the first class people who cause a fuss. They're already standing on line, ready to go with their designer baby Bjorns and gold leaf neck pillows before the attendant even calls them to board. Then they hear the call for wheelchair passengers and throw a tantrum because they're tired of waiting, of standing. You know who would love to stand? And that's all I had.
Okay, I think we have a good foundation.
You did that.
What do you guys think?
I think
Although I don't know that
even
people in
know.
wheelchairs would love to stand, so
That
that might
I
not be.
suppose
I don't.
is the-
Yeah.
I think that's the part. I think that should not be the punchline.
Yeah.
But I see where you're going. I also
like
think
the
right
build
now.
in it.
I also think right now the punchline is kind of the first class people and their bouginess and entitlement. And I wonder if we could like
But then
twist
also
it a little
poor
to make
first
it
class
more.
people. They're gonna
Yeah,
get offended by
right.
this joke. Gold leaf
Aw.
neck pillows? Like, don't take the piss, Jamie.
I want to piss on their neck pillows.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just feel bad for
gold.
them.
Ooh. Okay.
Gold leaf, new definition to
Uh,
gold leaf neck pillow. Just
gold
me pissing on a
shower.
neck pillow. Gold shower neck. Wait, let me. You just see the math going in front
Yeah.
of me. Mac's got that going.
Huh. Piss on my piss everywhere. Piss.
All right, let me.
Okay.
I'm muting
Let's
so I
try it.
can
And
yell. Ah.
The horror.
So, drawing from the writer's room, we talked about transportation and boarding planes and fake allyship when it comes to accessibility and that kind of thing. And I hearkened back to my deep-seated trauma memories of going to airports with my family, because my parents treat going to the airport as a sport. Talking about the Olympics, they treat this as their, this is their Beijing 2020. This is like when they get to the airport, it's do not pass go, do not collect $200. We don't check bags. You're through security in 10 seconds flat. If people get in your way, you shove them aside and you take no shame or no mercy, whatever.
Prisoners.
There you go. Take no prisoners.
I got you.
There's people like dragging at the bottom of our suitcase wheels because they run them over. It's crazy. And then when we get to boarding, it's a whole thing. My parents are standing at the front of the line before they even say they're boarding the plane. So knowing all that, I thought I would write a little ditty about my father and his allyship.
Yeah, no, I mean, I will say that's accurate.
I didn't lie about anything.
No. The pushing
Including
and
the
shoving
bodies.
is usually your mother, but I am definitely the one most
Wow,
anxious.
blame it on the woman.
You're the one benefiting from her shoving people out of your way.
That is true.
He wouldn't know if she's shoving anyone because he's walking 7 miles ahead of us anyway.
And then I'm at the gate and I would just want to get in my seat and get in my seat and get in my seat. And I think this is a pretty accurate joke. Okay. So look, have you ever heard the way people groan when they call wheelchair users to board a plane first? And by people, I specifically mean me. I spent 6 hours getting my hair perfectly coiffed, picking out the perfect graphic tee to sit in first class and sip my champagne. And now I have to wait. Look, I'm an ally of people with disabilities, but I just had my morning coffee. And if I don't get into that plastic throne and take my anxiety shit, we're all going to have a problem.
Perfect.
I like that. That was good.
I think that was a pretty successful joke. I mean, I think that anxiety shit is always a good note to end on. I think that it doesn't make fun of the person with disability. It makes fun of the person who's ignorant and privileged. So that's good. My dad. It felt cathartic for me to hear him make fun of himself for a deeply traumatic experience of going through an airport with him. So I appreciate that. Let us know if you think that we were successful, and if you think you can write a better joke. I'm sure some of you definitely can. So please write in and tell us those jokes and we will judge them. And you can DM us at cancelculture_pod on Instagram, and we're on Twitter and all the TikToks and the MySpace and the Facebook and all the things. So go find us. And until next time, this has been Cancel Culture.
Cancel
Culture.
Podcast.